Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. I'm happy that we're going to be speaking with Ryan today from Wellness with Ryan. So we'll get started in a few minutes. Hope you guys are doing great wherever you are in the world. And in case you missed some of it, hi there.
Hey, how's it?
How are you?
Amazing, amazing.
Good.
Excited to be here.
Me too, me too. I am playing with filters, so you're going to see some sparklies.
Okay.
And I did pin our topics on the bottom just to kind of help us to flow along. And
Okay, cool.
I'll pause periodically and say hi to people, and then we can continue with our topics.
All right.
So first of all, I want to thank you so much for taking the time, Ryan. I know everyone's busy, so I think it was just really helpful to, share our vegan journeys with each other and with our communities. And so that was why I wanted to invite you to come along. And for
For
those who are on the
sure.
line, I just want to say hi. Thanks for joining. And as you come in and out, if you have questions or comments for Ryan, you can just pop them down in the comment section below. And meanwhile, Ryan, I think we should just get started because we have a lot of topics to cover.
Well, let's go. Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. So the first question for you is if you could please share your vegan journey, how you started, and how you ended up to where you are today.
Yeah, first off, I just want to thank you for having me. This is awesome. I'm grateful for the experience. And if I start going off topic, which I can, because I got so much information up here, just pull me back in. Just pull me back. All right?
Okay. Well,
Um,
we only have an hour
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
unless we do a part two.
So if I start ranting, just pull me back in.
I'll pull you back in. All right.
All right,
Go
cool.
for it. Go for it.
All right, so my vegan journey started. One day I was out. I went out to lunch with a producer who I was making music with, and we went to Chipotle, and we got ordered our stuff, and he got tofu in his burrito, and I was like, tofu, like, don't they only eat that in China or something? Like, I was, naive, and um, so he started explaining to me when we sat down. I asked him why he got tofu. He started explaining some things that he's been seeing about meat and how it's been bad for your health and everything. So I've always been a truth seeker. So immediately when I got home that night, I started looking into it, and within a few days, I was vegetarian. And then I was vegetarian for, I would say, just under a year, when my brother, who was 20 years old at the time, got diagnosed with a brain tumor, a cancerous, a malignant brain tumor at 20 years old. And that really shifted things for me. He went to a nutritionist in Chicago, and the nutritionist put him on a 100% plant-based diet, plant-based vegan diet. And to some people that seemed extreme or weird, but I was already on this path of vegetarianism, so it kind of made sense to me to cut out everything, all animal products. And after doing that, doing more research, I started cutting out more and more stuff, and I was just down to eggs. I cut out cheese, dairy, everything, and I was just down to eggs, and growing up in New York,
Oh
egg
my gosh.
sandwiches, egg sandwiches are quite a thing.
On every corner,
Uh,
on every corner.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. 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 So, yeah, I was still having eggs, and then my brother went back to a pretty much regular diet, and then he started phasing back into the plant-based diet. And then one day we watched Cowspiracy and Forks Over Knives back to back, and we went plant-based on the spot. We were like, that's it, that's it. We both left our jobs within the next 3 weeks because we were both dealing with meat and stuff, and
Oh, right, right,
uh,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, we were working. He was working at a deli, so slicing all cold cuts, and
Yeah,
I was working at Domino's. So it was like, no, we can't do this. It's like after seeing this and knowing this information, we have to do something different. So yeah, that's basically how I started, and
wow.
I was so for my first year vegan, I was pretty much a junk food vegan, having all the frozen food and just transitioning. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think those foods are great for transitioning. I think they're so good for people who would have a tough time
Yeah,
just going full blown. I think it's awesome that there's all these options now.
totally.
I was a junk food vegan for about a year and just was about thinking that like, oh, this I'm healthy now, and which yeah, in a way I was, but then a lot of these frozen junk food vegan food is it's not good for you either. It'll
No.
have chemicals in it, or fillers, preservatives, and so I would say about like maybe 9, 10 months in is when I really started looking at ingredients as what I was buying. And then I started cutting things off the list. Like, all right, I can't have this no more. This has this. And just getting more strict with what I'm putting into my body and understanding that this is my vessel. I only get one vessel in this lifetime. And, I never wanted to be someone who is old and bedridden, you know. Like I made a post the other day, like I want to be 100 and still jumping off of waterfalls like I am now. Like,
I
that's
love
that's
it.
my goal.
I
So
love it.
yeah, so I just kept getting into the ingredient part of it and what I was putting in and understanding foods and uh so then I was vegan and then I became like I would say like whole food plant-based vegan my second year, and then I did that for like 3 or 4 years, and then to where I 2 years ago I went raw, fully raw, and I did that for just over 2 years where I'm at now. I've had sweet potatoes here or there. Super grounding, but I definitely feel it if I did potatoes like 2 nights in a row, and I felt the difference
Yeah,
from
you feel
from it. Yeah,
heavier,
for
right?
yeah, for sure, for sure. So
Yeah.
yeah, long story short, that's basically my journey so far. So where I am today, pretty much raw. Like I said, I'll have a sweet potato here. I did try some cooked food, like actual straight up cooked food, about 3 weeks to a month ago. One of my friends was leaving Ireland, and it was just ironic how when he came here, I started going raw. So when he was leaving, I'd had some cooked food, and it was my brother's recipe that my friend made. It was chickpea cutlet parmesan,
Oh, wow.
and I had some of that, and they tasted amazing. Don't get me wrong, but within 10 minutes, I felt it in my head. I felt it in my body. Not like sick, but I felt like I don't know. I felt like I was on something. Like I had alcohol, I had drugs or something. That's what
Yeah.
it felt like.
Yeah,
And
it's very
that,
numbing. It like
yes,
numbs you a little bit.
yes, and that was just confirmation. Like, yeah, this is good, but this is not what I want. I don't want to feel like this. And even the next day, I got up and I was cloudy. I had like brain fog for the first like half hour. I was just not. I didn't know what was wrong with me at first. I was like, "What is wrong with you?" And then I was like, "Yo, it's that food you had last night." Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, first of all, I just want to pause and say hi to everyone who's joining. And if you have questions or comments
Yes,
for
welcome.
Ryan, please put them down in the comment section below. He'll be happy to answer. And
For sure.
meanwhile, let's go back to your raw vegan, I guess, portion here. Your current focus is raw vegan.
Yeah.
So, and I think you kind of touch a little bit on it, but if you could share with us, like, what are some of the changes that you've experienced on a raw vegan diet versus a cooked vegan diet?
For sure. I mean, like you said, you just feel so much lighter. Like I feel so light. I have so much more energy than I did even just from going vegan. Like you get that huge energy burst. Now it's like on call. Like if I need to do something, like I could do it. Like I just feel so much more connected to source and to earth and to the universe because that's all I'm taking in. I'm taking in where like the sun is my chef, you know, the sun is my chef. So I'm taking all this, all these sun codes, all these water codes, all these earth codes by eating food straight from the earth, you know. Um, and I'm really about energy, and so these things are living. So when you're having living foods and you're not cooking them, they're still alive. They're energy, that electricalness, because we're electrical beings. So and energy never dies. So um, when you cook food, you're changing the enzymes of it. You're t changing the whole chemical makeup of it. So after like really learning about energy and stuff, and then relating it to my life and how I feel and how much more connected I feel in so many ways from raw foods. Like I just feel like my third eye like exploded once I was like fully on a raw diet for like a few months. And like I said, after trying that cooked food a few weeks ago, I instantly felt a difference. And yeah, it's just the way I feel on having a bunch of fruit and compared to having cooked food is just, it's uncomparable, uncomparable.
I totally agree with you. I've also kind of dabbled back into cooked food after, like, deciding I wanted to go raw. And almost every single time, I just feel sluggish, I have indigestion,
Yep.
just low vibrations, to be honest with you. And it just kind of, it's like a ripple effect from there.
Yeah,
And
no, it's
so,
true.
yeah. And so I have to tell you, and I know I've said this when I was speaking with Richard, because I heard your podcast with him, and you saved me from buying a vegan pizza a
Yeah,
couple
you
of
said
Fridays
that.
a couple of Fridays ago. And so you saved me money and indigestion. So I want to thank you for
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for listening.
I want to thank you for
Thanks for
that.
tuning in.
Yes, yes. And I want to say hi to everybody on the line and thanks for joining. And if you have questions for Ryan, just put them down below and he'll be happy to answer, or comments, either way. And so, Ryan, you mentioned, so we have a question from Mermaidism, sorry. What is a regular day of food like for you?
A regular day of food, I start off, I don't have anything until I feel I have to, and the first thing I have is liquids, which is what I got right here. Right here I have 4 lemons, 4 calamansi limes, reverse osmosis water, and chlorella. This is the first thing I'm having today, and it's a little after 10 o'clock. Yeah, sometimes I won't have anything until 11, 12, 1, just depending on how I feel, what I got going that day. If I'm going to be super active, then I'll start earlier having stuff, but all liquids to begin. And then fruit, I could have, I have a lot of fruit in a day, you know. Like yesterday, I had a bunch of mangoes, I had a pineapple, I had 3 papayas, I had lilikoi. Like, yeah, I go in on the fruit, and then I have a heavier meal like a little before sunset is when I try to have my dinner, and that's when I'll have like a big meal, um, where it's very high calorie, nutrient dense meal. But for the most part, I start my days off very light, like I said, with liquids, and then I move to fruit, and then I move to like the heavier stuff, like
Yeah,
vegetables and stuff like that, or raw gourmet if I make something.
right,
Yeah.
right. And so that kind of brings us to our next topic, which is, what is the reason that you start your day with liquids and herbs or herbs?
Oh yeah, yeah. Because for me, I mean, just look at the word breakfast. It's really break fast. So what fast are we breaking? we're breaking this fast of not eating from when we were resting. So if you rest for 8 hours, that's 8 hours plus the time before you had your last meal. So for me, I usually try to have it around sunset, my last meal. So if that's like 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and I don't have nothing again for 12 hours, 13 hours, 14 hours, my digestive system is starting to shut down. So I don't want to shock it. Like, we're told, have a big breakfast. It's the most important thing of the
Oh,
day.
yeah.
Yeah, it is the most important thing of the day, but don't have a big one. You'll feel so much better when you just like I have so much energy. Like when some people like are like, you didn't eat anything yet today when it's like 1 o'clock, and I'm like, no. They're like, how do you have this much energy? It's because I am not using my digestive system as strongly, and I'm easing it in. And when your digestive system starts shutting down, your body creates so much more energy that would be used for digestion for the other parts of your body, for healing, for detoxifying, and just overall energy. So, I mean, yeah, I'll notice once eat like solid food, I'll notice a little drop off in my energy instantly,
Right. Yeah, that that
So
that
yeah,
makes sense.
I start with the liquids like that and just ease the way in, and then the herbs is I want to get those in on an empty stomach or with my liquids. I don't want anything stacking above any food or anything. So yeah, that's why I start my day with liquids, and um, yeah, I've been doing that for a decent over a year now for the most part. I mean, once in a while I'll have a fruit or you know some
That's
raw
still very
gourmet, but that's
light,
like
though.
once in a while. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
still
yeah.
pretty light. Yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, just ease your way into the day um,
I love
with
that.
your digestion, yeah, and just see how you feel. I mean, I think you could just trying it for a week, you'll start noticing a difference.
I agree.
And a lot of times when we think we're hungry, we're really not.
We're
We're just
thirsty.
dehydrated.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
thirsty.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yep, yep.
yeah,
Just
and
drink, and then if you're still hungry after you drink a decent amount of water or some kind of liquid or juice or something, if you're still hungry, then eat a little fruit. And if you're still hungry, then you could just move on. But you're gonna be full. So we eat way more than we need to.
yeah, yeah, and I was reminded the other day. I was listening to something, and they were saying, which I knew, obviously I knew, but the size of our stomach is like the size of our fist. So a lot of times we just overpack. We just overdo it.
Yep, yep. And then when we overdo it, it's causing so much work for our digestive system, which drains our overall energy because it's using
Totally.
so much energy to digest this food.
Totally, totally. I want to say thanks and hi to everyone joining. And please put your questions and comments down below for Ryan, and he'll be happy to answer.
For sure.
And meanwhile, while we wait on questions, we will go to our next topic, which is if you could tell us why in your profile do you say that you create your own reality?
So this is something that I've been on for like the past like 2 years. It's really, and it just gets deeper and deeper. Is so once you understand how your brain works and how you could get your thoughts to manifest into your reality, um, the possibilities are endless. And I'm really stepping into this now where I want something, and you got to come from a place of being grateful for what you already have, but knowing that you deserve more, and you just put that out there with your thoughts. Your thoughts are so powerful, um, and a lot of people don't realize how powerful their thoughts are, or how powerful they are themselves. We always want to look at other people or other things as powerful, but we are powerful. We are so powerful, and we don't even know the half of what we could do if our minds are right. So I I am creating my reality one day at a time, one thought at a time. Literally just by thinking these things, focusing on it, having these positive thoughts all the time. I mean, it's what's happened. It's changed my life for the things I have, and just trusting that everything is that I'm receiving is for me, and yeah, I just really believe we could create our own realities by our thoughts and staying focused on what we want to do. Yeah, just I mean, just where I live now and how I live now is like a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, like I couldn't even picture this, but this is what I wanted. Like when I was in New York and in the suburbs or in Manhattan or Brooklyn, and everybody's on top of each other, and it's crazy. And like
Concrete
I would really,
jungle.
literally, yeah, I would literally envision palm trees and white sand beaches. And I found writings that I wrote this down before, and this is before I knew about manifesting and anything. And now I'm on Maui for almost 3 years, and just really tapping into my mind and learning how it works and how you can manipulate your mind and get it. Like you want to already picture yourself doing it. You already what you whatever you want to do or wherever you want to be, just constantly picture yourself at that spot or in that position. Like if there's a certain job you want, picture yourself as it already every day when you're meditating. Picture yourself as that, and it tricks your brain to think that that's really happening because your brain and body don't know the difference between reality and a thought. So if you're thinking something and that causes an emotion, your body doesn't know the difference. So if they just think about if you're having negative thoughts or you're reliving the past, like past traumatic events, this you think it, then you feel it, and your body doesn't know the difference, and then it just keeps going and going. So why not take that and use it the opposite way? Use it to your advantage and put out positivity and what you want, and then you literally will attract that. Just knowing the law of attraction, I recommend everybody looking into the law of attraction because that stuff is real. That stuff is real.
No, but I think like you are living proof that it's real, number one. But number two, what I'm getting from what you're saying is, you live in an energy of abundance, of,
Yes.
limitless possibilities. You're not living in an energy of scarcity and limitations, and I think
Yes.
that's very powerful because, it's almost like you're saying the sky's the limit, and even that's not the limit.
Yes, it's so true. And just like I love having people around me witnessing it. Like that's the best when people are like I saw her in here before. I don't know if she's still here, but my friend Sensia, I was talking to her about how I wanted to do like a raw chef night at this certain restaurant. It's called Mocha Roots. It's here on Maui, on the west side. And I was just had this idea that like, yeah, I want to do that and have my own night there and like guest chef there. And I was talking to her about it, and then I was gonna reach out to them and like set up a meeting or whatever. And before I even got the chance to do that, they messaged me asking me if I wanted to guest chef there. And yeah, and it's just for her to be able to witness that and just see that like this is real, like I'm literally doing this like with my mind and my connection to the universe and using the law of attraction. So it's powerful.
Okay, I know what my homework is for tonight and onwards, and it's to
Yeah.
put into practice what you're talking about. And we have a couple of comments or questions. Let's see. Nick Boz 49. Hi there. He says, my brain says keep eating vegan snacks.
No,
Any
I totally uh I resonate with that, but because I was once, you know, eating all that. But after you step away from that for a little bit and you start having other things, your taste buds change even more, and you literally start craving it. Like fruit is candy. Fruit is candy to me. It literally is candy. If I have like get a sweet tooth, my body literally tells me what I want. It's like, oh, I want a pineapple right now. I want a mango right now. Like that's what is my craving. Like chocolate, like or any kind of like snack like that, it doesn't really appeal to me anymore. It doesn't have the same effect. Or if it does and I have it, it's just like a letdown. It's just like Ah, man, like, papaya with some lilikoi on it would have been so much better than this.
And I also had a sweet tooth, and I used to eat lots of pastries and cookies and blah blah blah. But I find, like, raw fruit is just so much sweeter and more satisfying. Plus, it's
Yeah,
hydrating, and I don't feel like low and dehydrated like I would if I'm eating cookies
for
or
sure.
a donut or something like that. So I
Yeah.
I personally find fruits to be a huge solution if a person has a sweet tooth.
True, true, very true. And also, if you really, really want like a snack like that, like a donut or something, there is a completely healthy way to make it yourself.
Yes, we have a comment, sorry, a question. Myrmidism, do you feel like you have lost weight since you began raw vegan?
I believe that, no, I didn't lose any weight. I've actually, it's easier to maintain my weight. I believe that when you do a raw diet correctly, that it actually, your body takes its normal actual shape. Um, and just eating this way has made me so much more ripped. Like, I don't have to work out as much for you to see like my abs. I don't have to work out to see for you to see my muscle definition. Like, so if I really like had a strict workout regimen, like I would be easier to gain muscle, easier to recover. I think raw has helped me and in so many ways with my body and just taking shape. No, I don't think I lost weight. I've actually it's easier for me to maintain weight this way. Like even when I fast, if I do like a liquid fast, like I won't even lose that much weight. I'll maybe lose like, and if I did a liquid fast for a month, I usually lose like 8 pounds. But it's also fluctuating because 1 gallon of liquid is 5 pounds, so it's fluctuating. But I would say about total actual body weight that I lose during the fast would be like 8 pounds. But on a diet, no, Um, I don't lose weight. If I wanted to gain weight, I can easily just eat more calories. But yeah, I believe that on a raw diet done right, your body takes its natural shape.
I love that because, I feel like what you're saying too is like your body just finds its like natural equilibrium and its natural happy space, happy medium. And
Yes,
and I feel like what you're saying too almost is like the body heals itself, or the body um just regulates, I guess,
for
itself.
sure.
Yeah.
And when you're eating raw food, it's so much more nutrient dense. And that's the thing is like we think that we have to eat a lot of food. No, it's less food but more nutrient dense food. And when like I could eat like in one sitting, I could sit down and eat 4 or 5 like cooked vegan burgers. But if I have raw burgers, I could only put down like 2 maybe, and I'm so full. Even like fruit, like I have a few pieces of fruit, and like if I have 5 papayas, I'm full.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and it's just different. It's just totally different. You don't overeat. It's like really hard to overeat on a raw diet. You just eat till you're satisfied and you're good. And yeah, it's just totally different. Yeah. So as far as weight, I definitely don't lose weight. Yeah, like I said, if I wanted to gain weight, it would be easier on a raw diet. And yeah.
So we have a comment here from Sancha for you. I think this is your friend you were mentioning, who says, "I was blown away when this happened. He's created that. He's created that
See,
reality."
yeah, yeah. Yeah, see, yeah, I think that's the best way to people to see is witness it firsthand.
Yeah.
It's just how I've been creating it. And what really, speaking on, going back to that real quick, what really, really, when I was really first getting into creating my own reality, I remember I wanted a van. I wanted to try van life. It's like a thing here on Maui to like live in your van. And I wanted to experience that. Like, why not? Like, I think it's awesome. So I was at a house. My lease was up in like a month, and I wrote down in this journal I'm so grateful and thankful, like already like acting like I had it. I'm so grateful and thankful for this new van to live in. And I filled up the whole page writing that. And I put a date because you got to be specific when you're manifesting. If you just say, "Oh, I want this," you're gonna get whatever, you know. You got to be specific with what you want in your manifestations. That's like a key tip is be specific. But I put that I wanted a Honda Odyssey or I wanted a Toyota Sienna, and I put a date down. It's going, it's going, it's going. Nothing's happened, nothing's happened. But I still didn't lose faith. I would read it every time I got up. Every day I got up, I would read it out loud and act like I have it. Picture myself getting up in the van. Picture myself at pulled over at the beach, and that's my view waking up. And the day before the date that I had written down, my friend calls me, and he got an offer for himself to get a new car. He had a Honda Odyssey. He gave it to me, just like that. And
I have so
then
much
that's
homework to do. I have so much homework to do.
after that experience, and I was like, that's when I was first getting into it and doing this research on the mind and the brain and how it works and how our thoughts and everything and manifestation. And yeah, after that, it's just been uphill from there. Just yeah,
It's
it's just creating what I
beautiful.
want, just calling it all in.
I applaud
And,
you, honestly, Ryan. We have a question here from Mermedicine. Hi there. What foods do you eat the most besides fruit?
um, that's tough. It's because it's fruits every day, but whatever eat besides that is whatever I'm feeling called. What I've been doing a lot for the past like 6, 7, 8 months about is I don't buy stuff. I don't go food shopping. I don't go stock up. I go with what I'm feeling that day. So like I have no clue what I'm having today, and I don't want to think about it because we waste so much time thinking about food and what we're going to eat. And you really notice this from fasting. When you fast, you think about food so much and you're like, wow, I'm thinking about it for like 4 hours a day. That's like, 28 hours a week. How much is that a month? How much time do we spend about thinking about food? So I just go with what I'm feeling. So like last night for dinner, I had raw pad thai, and I made it with kelp noodles, cabbage, carrots, sprouts. What else did I put? I made like a almond butter sauce, like almond butter instead of like a peanut sauce. I made almond butter sauce. Yeah, that was dinner last night. Yeah, it could be a big salad. It could be raw gourmet, or sometimes I literally would just make a big thing of ice cream, you know, and just stay with fruit the whole day. I just go with how I feel. Um, I usually do have an avocado, at least one avocado. I'm pretty obsessed with avocados,
Me
so
too.
yeah. So those usually make their way into my day somehow. But yeah, it all depends on how I'm feeling. I don't think about what I'm eating later. I won't know what I'm gonna eat for dinner until like an hour before I make it. I'll either go to my garden outside, grab some stuff. I'll go to the store around the block, just grab some fresh stuff, and just put together in my head what I want then.
Yeah, I love it because you're living in the moment. We have a comment here from Nick Vaz. If I think skinny, I'll be skinny, basically.
Yeah, actually, yeah, there's actually, I think it was Joe Dispenza, who I first saw about it, but they did an experiment, with people, that wanted to put on muscle, and they had people work out. They had one group work out every single day, hard workout, and they had another group just meditate for hours a day on gaining muscle, and the people who meditated gained as much muscle as the people working out for hours a day.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so I think if you're just eating right and you keep visualizing yourself skinny, it's gonna happen. It's guaranteed, but you gotta believe it. You gotta believe it's gonna happen. You
Yeah.
can't just be like, oh, this is gonna happen, and you can't get, if it doesn't happen instantly, you can't get down because then you're not trusting the universe. You gotta fully surrender, get out of your own way, and just really trust the universe and just keep visualizing this every day and giving your body what it needs to in order to do that, and it will happen.
Yes, we have Jackie Renee saying hi there. That raw pad thai was amazing, Ryan.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yes, Jackie, I made that's who I really made it for. Jackie is
Awesome.
actually who made she made my logo for my business.
Oh,
So
nice.
I had that was
Awesome.
one of my thank yous for to her for that. So I'm glad you enjoyed, Jackie.
Awesome. So Nick Fuzz says, wow, in that case, going to think buff. He's going to think buff. So he can become buff, I
Yeah,
guess.
do it. Yo,
Awesome,
I
Nick.
got so
Go
much
for it.
faith.
Go for it,
Yeah.
Nick. Go for it. You
Yes.
got this,
Yeah,
Nick.
Nick, yeah, if you want any extra tips or you need any motivation or anything, reach out to me. Yeah, we'll get you there 100%. You could
Awesome.
have anybody you want. You could do anything in this life that you want. As long as you could put it in your mind, you could create it in your reality.
Awesome. We have Mermaid is in here. Let's have the whole earth meditate on having all this crazy COVIDness disappear, please.
I'm with that. I'm with that. Let's do it.
Awesome.
We don't even need all of it. They were so powerful that if even just a third of the world was meditating at once on this one specific thing, it would change. It would change.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
even that's why even like thinking about these negative things, if say a million people are thinking about these something negative, it's that affects everybody, it affects the collective. So yeah, just your thoughts are powerful. Realize your thoughts.
Totally. So let's go to our next topic while we wait for questions. And tell us a bit about your raw vegan chef service and what's the inspiration behind your recipes.
So the inspiration, I've always been a foodie. Like even before I was plant-based vegan, I was always a foodie. Like every time I would want to try a new restaurant, every time I wanted to try a new food. So I was always driving all over New York or outside of New York to try different foods. Um, and then when I went vegan, um, then I was still doing the same thing. Now I was driving even further because like you got to try all the vegan food. Uh, so yeah, I was always been a foodie, and when once I went raw, then it was like a complete change because it's like, how am I gonna have like burgers again? How am I gonna have pizza again? How am I gonna have this? How am I gonna have that? So it was really just the inspiration comes from creating creating things that I love that would normally either be not healthy for me or that is not no one's making them raw. I want to make them raw. So like pizza was like my first like real gourmet thing. And that's what I did in New York before I moved to Maui. I was a pizza maker, a pizzaiolo, as they call it. But yeah, I was making pizza. I was making vegan pizza too. I was coming up with all these vegan creations there. And when I went raw here, I was like, I gotta have pizza. So I worked with this recipe for dough for like, it took me probably like 2 months to get it to perfect where I want it, where it was actually dough where I could toss it like regular pizza dough and everything. And
Wow.
yeah, it's just creating the foods I love
Even though
and
it
that
was
I want to
raw.
have. Yeah, yeah. I got it into dough. I make like a dough. Yeah,
That's an
yeah, yeah. Next time I
accomplishment.
make it. Yeah, it is. I'm actually working on another crust now. It should be perfected, I would say, in the next month, where it's good and be where the pizza would be completely nut and seed free.
Yeah, because some people have
Yeah.
allergies or they try to keep it, a little bit lower fat or
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, the nut allergy is definitely a big allergy. So my crust now is just it doesn't have any nuts in it, but I don't want any seeds in it either. Because I've been personally cutting down on nuts and seeds too, because I noticed a difference too with that. But yeah, so my inspiration is definitely just foods that I love and just recreating them and raw and make them healthy. And it's just like you can't go wrong with this. This is tastes amazing. It's everything that I could ever dreamed of. And yeah, that's my inspiration. Right now, I just make food. I'll make a flyer and just put it out for the people of Maui to place an order. Recently, I've been doing pizzas like once a month, um, and that's just growing, which is awesome. But I also been doing private events, and that's what I really want to get in more into doing. Is like retreats and stuff like that. Guest chefing at places like I did at that spot, Mocha
Yeah,
Roots.
yeah.
Hopefully, I'm doing that again this month. I'm also going to be co-creating an event for the solstice, which people on Maui, you'll have more info on that
Yeah, that's in like three
shortly.
weeks. Yeah, like 3 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm co-creating an event with that where I'll be having my food will be there. Yeah, just trying to really hone in on just doing things. A lot of people tell me that I should get a food truck and stuff like that. That would be cool, but I want to be able to move if I want to go travel. I don't want to have to worry about anything, and I want to travel and do like retreats in different places and travel, make food, and yeah, just do things like that. Um, but yeah, that's my inspiration, and that's what I'm doing right now with food and just
Awesome.
working on more creations every day. I'm actually got durian, a nice piece of durian. I'm gonna make some dessert with in a little bit. Experiment with that. But yeah, I'm always just experimenting with food and just constantly being inspired by seeing something that or thinking of something that I used to have and just like, oh, I'm gonna make that raw and just go with it.
Well, bravo, bravo. We have here Nick asking, any particular meditation do you recommend for beginners?
Um, for beginners, I recommend guided meditations. So you could just go to YouTube and you could literally type in the time you want to do. So start with like 10 minutes. Just go to YouTube and type in 10-minute meditation, and you could literally type in the specific meditation you want before you're actually doing it without being guided. Even just breathing, just doing different breath work. I'm really about breath work. I do that every day when I get up. Um, One of the breath work techniques that I like to do is breathe in through your nose slowly and feel the air, follow the breath all the way down and engage those parts of your body. So when you start taking the breath in through your nose, start engaging like your nose area, and then as it's going down your throat, start engaging it and feel it all the way down to the depths of your stomach. And when you breathe out, bring that all up and engage every part of you and breathe out. Do that for like 5 minutes. And you're not only are you breathing and your mind's still and you're not thinking about anything because you're concentrated on the breath, but also you're moving all this energy and all your chakras, all any blockages, you're moving this energy and you're engaging this. So it's getting everything going. That's why I really like to do it when I get up. It's the first thing I do. And that gives you so much energy too.
Okay,
The
okay.
breath is so important.
Ryan, you just won some brownie points there because you talked about chakras, and I'm all into chakras. I have second point, I've never heard of that kind of like, following the breath. And
Yeah.
thirdly, it's almost like you're waking up your entire being.
Yes. You're getting all the energy flowing. Yeah, I love doing it first thing when I get up.
That's
Before I even
beautiful.
actually go into meditation, I do the breathing first. And then, because that
Beautiful.
like gets me up, and then I go right into my meditation. But
That's
yeah, I would start off with
beautiful.
guided meditation. I think is a good way to start, just to get the feel and learn how to concentrate on your breath and not because at first thoughts are just going to keep coming to you and you're going to get sidetracked, which is fine. That's totally
That's,
normal.
yeah,
Let
normal.
that
Yeah,
happen.
that's normal.
Yeah, let that happen. But just concentrate on the breath and yeah, just guided meditation. I think is the best way to start. That's the way I started meditation. is I would started off with 10-minute guided meditations. I did that for like a month. Then I went to like 20 minutes and then half hour, and then I cut off the guided meditations and just started doing it
Right.
myself. And now I could pretty much do it anywhere. I could go to a park. I could go to anywhere where there's all these noises around me, and I could just totally tune it out and focus on my breath.
I even meditate in elevators.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah,
I
that's
just
another thing.
close
Once
my
you get,
eyes and focus on my
yes,
third eye, do my breathing. I don't care who's around. But I mean, a lot of times I'm
yeah.
by myself, but I'm just going up a few flights of, a few flights, and I'm just like doing my little meditation.
No, that's so good. I always try to remind people to consciously breathe, and just even doing a quick meditation like that, just like you're at work or whatever and you're stressed out or whatever, just stop for a sec. Just stop. Literally stop for 3 minutes and just take a few deep breaths and concentrate on your breath. When you open your eyes again, you're gonna be like, all right, 'cause what am I doing? Like, why am I getting so stressed for? This is nothing.
It's not
And
worth it.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, just because our minds are racing so much, we have a lot of times we do it backwards. We have our minds racing and our bodies still, but we want our minds still and our bodies moving.
I love that. We have a comment from Jackie. Thank you for the beautiful inspiration today. We have a Coblin. How do you eat enough food? Sometimes I find myself so hungry when I'm eating vegan.
Uh, well, that goes back to what I was saying before about the nutrient dense foods. Like when I was eating before I was raw, I mean, I would feast. I would go out to eat and I'd feast on all this vegan food. I would have like four plates in front of me, four entrees. Like I remember in New York, there's this diner called Champ's Diner, and it's an all vegan diner in Brooklyn. And literally, I would fast like for hours before to go there just to eat like two different burgers, and then like three other entrees, then get a dessert, and then get a milkshake to go. Like, so you could just eat more. Once you start eating more nutrient dense foods, and like you start seeing that you don't need this much, and you're not hungry. Like if you're hungry, try eating like a mono meal of like 5 papayas with lilikoi on top. Like you might not be able to finish that. And if you can, just stop for a sec. If you finish all five of those or three of those, just stop for a sec. See if you're actually hungry in a few minutes. And if you are, have another one. And then you're gonna get full. With these nutrient dense foods. Even like for dinners, like sometimes I'll just have a loaded salad. I'll have sprouts, microgreens, kale, lettuce, olives, like peppers, avocado, just like anything that I have in my fridge, I'll just throw it on. Like, yeah, I just think eating more nutrient dense foods, and because the cooked foods, there's more empty calories, so you could keep eating. But yeah, I eat some days if I'm not doing anything, I'm not too active, won't eat that much, and it doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but when you feel it, when you're just like, wow, I don't need to eat it, it's just like, why am I going to do that?
Yeah, I agree. We have 12 minutes left, Ryan.
All right, all
So
right.
tell us tell us about your coaching services, please.
So I literally just started taking clients last week. I already got two, which is I'm super grateful for. Like I didn't expect it to happen that fast to have two clients. Super grateful. Yeah, so basically, I'm doing health and life coaching. I specifically like working with people transitioning, in transitioning stages in their life, whatever it be, whether it's diet, because for me, health is just more than just what you eat, but it starts with what you eat. Because once I started eating better, my mind changed, my body changed, my soul changed, my spirit changed. So to me, health is mind, body, and
Your
soul. So
vibrations.
that's exactly, exactly. So yeah, health is mind, body, soul to me. So that's what I really incorporate into my health coaching and life coaching. And I don't want to just have you eating plants. That's not my goal. My goal is to have you at your best self, mentally, physically, and spiritually, because they're all connected. Um, like I said earlier, once I started eating raw, like I noticed how much more connected I was to source, and my vibration was just higher. And it's not like saying that I'm better than anyone or anything. It's just like I know where I was, I know how I felt, and I know the connection. And now, now it's just on another level. Um, but yeah, I just getting people to where they want to be, help them reach their goals and change their mindset. I feel like a lot of people's mindsets are, they put limits on themselves. I done that before. I used to do that. I used to put limits on myself, listen to I made a post yesterday about listening to the naysayers. Like if I listened to the naysayers, I wouldn't be where I am and who I am right now. Um, yeah, so I just want to get people to the point where, like, I get asked a lot, like, how do you have a mindset like that? And it's just like, yo, like, just doing these practices, positive practices, and happiness is a choice at the end of the day. So just getting people to understand that. So I just really want to transform people and help them see the light and feel as good as I do and think think more clearly and positive about themselves and the world around them, because let's face it, if you think the world is a evil, miserable place, then that's what it is, because that's what your perception is, and that's what you're going to think, and that's what you're going to see. If you see the world as an amazing, beautiful, abundant place, then that's what it is, and that's the reality you're creating.
Yeah.
So
We have Nick saying they should have a program like this in schools across the world.
yeah, yeah, that it's hard. It's hard that they should, but when there's big corporations involved, it's hard to do. And I have plans on doing that. I already have like plans of like a nonprofit to do that and educate it, because that is the future, and getting to the kids young before they're super conditioned and brainwashed by big corporations and the powers that be. But you get into a tough situation. You got to try to do it like maneuver it low key, because these big corporations catch on to you getting big and actually educating people. They don't like that. And
Yeah. Your competition
yeah,
for them.
exactly.
Yeah.
Which is this is crazy, because it's like I don't want any competition. I like all these people, all these corporations, they could just start doing the right thing, and
Right.
they would, it's just like
But
yeah,
it's not profitable.
yeah. Well, not right now, but if they
Not for
educated people and then they converted into healthy stuff, then
they could
they
charge
would be
were they
making
want, I
more money.
guess, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah. They
I
would be
probably
making more
shouldn't say
money.
that. Let's delete that comment, okay? Let's delete that. Yeah.
No, but well, they wouldn't be able to charge whatever they want either, because then there would be more competition. Because if everyone was doing
Right.
healthy things, every corporation, then they would be more likely to lower prices, because there's
Yeah.
more of it.
Supply
There's
and
more of a
demand.
demand.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Supply and demand.
exactly, exactly.
Totally. Oops, 7 minutes. Tell us
Okay.
about your music, Ryan.
So when I was in New York, like when I was younger, maybe like 10 years ago, I was doing hip hop, and I got really into it, and then I kind of phased out of it. Just the people I had around me, just yeah, it's just they weren't like too supportive, and like I said, I used to listen to the naysayers, so I kind of phased out of that, and then I recently got re-inspired. I started writing again, so I started doing music again. I recorded a few tracks. I'm going to be recording more this week, so I have a lot more new music coming out. But just even like my music, it's now it's like conscious hip hop. Like back then, I was talking about, what you hear on the radio for hip hop, like all negative stuff, party life and all that. now it's more conscious, and yeah, I'm just trying to raise the vibe and all different aspects, whether it's me making food, making music. I'm just trying to create things that uplift myself first and foremost, and uplift everyone around me.
Question: where do you record your music? Myrmidison.
Um, I was recording at usually at my house, but I just got my own setup actually. I just got a microphone and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing it. My goal is to, in a few months, to be doing everything myself. I want to record myself. I want to mix the music myself, and I want to master. I want to do it all myself. So, but right now I do it wherever. I do it with my soul brother. His name is Atlas. He's actually the one who kind of inspired me to get back into it and doing music. He's like a low key superstar on Maui. Um,
Shout out to
he's amazing.
Atlas. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Atlas. He's amazing, just amazing all around soul. He's a vegan as well. He's team vegan.
All
Um,
right. Double points.
yeah. But yeah, he's definitely had part of it, the inspiration for me to get back into it. And yeah, I actually my first three songs that I recorded recently were with him. So yeah, shout out to Alice. But yeah, that's about the music. I got more stuff coming. I've got some collabs coming. I'm collabing with a bunch of people. Yeah, yeah, just
All right.
creating.
All right. Well, we have like 3 minutes here, Ryan. So we're gonna skip our topic of naysayers because you kind of touched on that.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
gonna skip newbies because you kind of explain how your coaching is gonna help newbies. In other words, new vegans, vegan curious, vegan friendly. You've talked about the future.
yeah.
What's the best way for people to contact you?
You could email me, wellnesswithryan@gmail.com, or you could just hit me up on Instagram. Some days I do tend to get a lot of messages, so if I don't get back right away, just know I will get back to you within a day or two. But yeah, either on Instagram or email, I check those pretty often. So yeah, those are the best two ways to get a hold of me. Any questions? I welcome all questions, and if anyone's interested in being a client of mine, we could have a free consultation to see if we're a good fit and discuss some things. But yeah, I just want to give back. I want to help, and just have the knowledge that I have and the experience that I have, and just give it out.
Awesome. So, Ryan, I want to thank you so much for our chat today and for sharing your journey. And just in this last minute here, if you could just send us off with your final thoughts, just wrap it up and put a bow on it for us.
My final thoughts. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. Mahalo is how we say it in Hawaii.
Mahalo.
Mahalo. So, yeah. And if you're really thankful, which I am, so I will tell you, is Mahalo Nui Loa.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to
That's like
practice
thank
that.
you. That's like thank you very much. Yeah, I'll
Awesome.
text you it. I'll message you it so you can practice. But
Yeah.
yeah, thank you for having me. Super grateful for this, and thank you for everyone who's tuned in or who will watch this after we end here. I appreciate all of you who showed love, all of you who asked questions. Thank you so much. Yeah, and let's just all have the best day ever, and just yeah.
Awesome.
Let's enjoy life, yo. Let's celebrate more life. Where this lifetime is temporary, so enjoy it. If you're contemplating on doing something, or something's holding you back, just remember that this life is temporary. You're gonna die, so just do it. Just take the leap.
Well, thanks for
That's
ending
it.
on that high note there, Ryan. I am going to save the live IGTV stories in my feed, and then I will message you afterwards. And thank you so much to
Sounds
everyone who
amazing.
joined either live or on the replay. And thank you again, Ryan. And everybody take good care.
Could we just take one deep breath, one deep conscious breath into the nose?
All right.
Oh, there we go.
Thank
There
you
we
so
go.
much,
There we go.
Ryan, and everybody. Bye bye. Thank
Shoot.
you. Bye
Bye.
bye.